What's going on, guys? Cam here again with another little Tenere tech tip. Today we're going to put the one finger clutch from Camel ADV onto this bike and see if we get a better engagement zone, friction zone, and a little bit easier clutch pull. All right, first thing you're going to see is the 6061 billet aluminum with internal splines to match the Tenere's threaded clutch shaft. Comes in blue, black, and red, obviously blue for Yamaha. Then we have the stainless steel cable guide. This will help really direct that clutch cable where it's supposed to go, not kind of bending or going left to right or anything. Then we have a new spring. You can reuse the old one, but they also include one for you, which is nice. I think it's pronounced clevis, which is this guy here, lets the arm actuate. Then you have the clevis pin, which is just a little pin with a hole in it. The website says the clutch pull is reduced by 37% and the friction zone is about 60% larger, so more of a mellow engage and disengage on the clutch. It doesn't have that hit. If you've ridden a lot of different bikes, you'll notice that some clutches are really smooth and have a nice long engagement zone, and others just kind of you're on or off. So this hopefully just increases that friction zone by 60% engagement zone, and gives us a little bit easier time when we're doing the technical stuff. I like doing a lot of the kind of first gear, kind of enduro-y, not hard enduro, but some of that stuff, and this will help tremendously, I think, with making that easier. So let's get this bike in position. We'll get you the tools we need and we'll get started. First up is a 12 mil crescent. Let's get a Torx 30, 5 millimeter Allen. Needle nose are better, but all I have is flathead, so flathead pliers, snap ring pliers, and then adjustable pliers just for the heck of it. All right, first thing we're gonna do is take our 5 millimeter and take this cover off, give us a little bit more room to work, and just make things a little bit easier. Oh, God. I feel like those have never come off before. I need just to drop a Loctite to keep this in place. I know it gets tons of vibration, so maybe we'll do that on the reinstall. Just 2 bolts, lag bolts, take those out, put them aside, definitely keep those for later. Next thing we're gonna do is just lift this little catch so we can get this cable out. So get your needle nose ideally, or flathead like I have here, and just bend it right up. It's really easy to get that thing bent up. Now we can take this cable out. So before we take the cable out, we'll actually release the pressure off this inside one here and just loosen that nut up a little bit and take it all the way out. Just make sure you do not lose this. It will not work very well without it. So until it gets free there, and we can loosen this one just for the heck of it, so it's easy to get out. Now you can just kind of release the pressure off the clutch a little bit. So a trick that helped me was taking the crescent wrench, I guess it would be right side up, and then wedge it underneath. Try to hook it around this part right here, this little collar. Keep it upright, and then it should just be able to come right out like that. So now get your snap ring pliers, put them right in there. I've heard these things pop out like crazy, so be really careful. I'm an expert, so we didn't lose this one. Save that. Take this little washer out. Now, this should just slide up. Yep, and you got the spring with it too, don't forget that. Now we're good to go. You can see that play really well right now. Now let's take our 5 mil and get this cable guide off as well. Oh, the Hulk must have been working on this last. They look identical, so not a huge deal where we put them. Now we got this off, we can take our housing, our cable housing out, and start putting new pieces on. So what I would do first is go ahead and get your clevis in. So go with, get your logo here. It's gonna go like this, obviously. So get your opening facing outward, like that. I'm going to try the middle setting just because why not start in the middle as opposed to the extreme. Obviously that part goes down and your cotter pin goes below right through here. And then we'll just spread that apart with our flathead. Again, needle nose would probably be better, but this is what we got. So just a little 90-degree bend on both sides should do it. This is not going to go anywhere, I don't think. So put this part facing up, and then this will hook around right there. So hook that around, and then we want to make sure our clutch is turned all the way clockwise, so to the right. So turn it all the way clockwise. We're going to slide our actuator on top, making sure it's about perpendicular to the motor. It looks pretty good. Ooh, nope, maybe not. So let's try to hold it to the right and then keep this nice and straight and get those splines to line up. That's it. All right, then we're going to take our, I think it's a 4mm Allen, back this bolt out a little bit, actually pretty much all the way until we can see it. Add some medium Loctite, blue if you're a color person. Put that aside, and then once again, as Adventure Tomac said, pushing down and tightening at the same time so we don't have it sitting too high on this actuator. All right, time for our new cable guide. It's going to mount up right here and help direct that cable where we want it to be. So I'll mock it up just to see how it looks. These are your same bolts from earlier, and I believe this was the 5mm. Said we were going to do Loctite on these two just because they shouldn't be coming out for any reason. So let's go ahead and do one little dab. All right, that is certainly not going anywhere. Again, I would definitely recommend a socket 5mm instead of a regular old 90-degree bend Allen, just so you can get a lot more frequent turns in there, but you can feel the resistance. It's pretty damn tight. That's awesome. All right, now for the fun part. Let's get our nut back on before we do the hard part and forget about it. Just tread that a little bit to get started. Let's see if we can't. Oh wow, I can tell you that's a lot easier. That's a good sign. I can tell just by how it's going so far that that's going to make a big difference. So now we can tighten. I think this is a 4mm actually, for what it's worth. So 5mm for the guard right here. 5mm for the cable rerouting or housing, and then a 4 for the Camel ADV screw right here. So I got that pretty snug on there. Now we can go back and put our washer. Again, this is probably not doing any good, but we got the pieces and the weight won't be that big of a problem. Okay, so that'll get on there. Nice and snug. Let's just check this clutch and see how it feels real quick. Whoa. I'm a big believer in the placebo effect, but wow, that makes it a lot easier. It needs some adjustments for sure. Maybe in my free play up here, but so far so good. Let's mount this cover back on and call her done.